All right, y'all, I'm just going to say it. I'm moving slowly through this version of my script. And here is why. Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help on your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. I don't know it very well. I don't know this story very well. And I have to take the time to figure it out. A little bit of it can get discouraging, right? Like, this is something that we know. Screenwriting is hard, right? As that's happening, I'm also trying to give myself the grace of just write it down, right? So that's what I'm spending a lot of my time doing. I'm now in the outline, right? And so I've done all the homework beforehand. I did my Pixar formula. I redid my who am I, because these people are different now. I redid the goal sheet. I didn't do a beat sheet. I went straight to the outline because I realized how much I didn't really know how I was going to get from big beat to big beat. I know all the big beats. I even spent a lot of time figuring out the investigation part. So what's so funny is usually it's act 2 that people are trying to figure out. But act 2 is my investigation. I figured that part out, right? What I'm trying to figure out now is how I get from one point to the next point and how I weave in my B story, right? And so as I was doing my beat sheet, I realized I need to write this out more. And it's kind of becoming an outline anyway. So let's just do the outline, right? And I say that to say that not everybody needs to do a beat sheet. Not everybody needs to do an outline. Some people are good with just doing a beat sheet, which is just, a sentence or two for what's going to happen in each scene. And then they're able to kind of go to the screenplay and just go for it. I'm an outlining kind of person. I don't always do a beat sheet, but I've done them in the past when I just kind of want to make sure I know, okay, like, what's this scene? What scene do I need next? Okay, let me do that. But this time around, because I am getting back into this genre, I'm trying to be honest with myself and remind myself, Shannan, you used to write this kind of stuff. You were little, but you used to write this kind of stuff. So this is not new to you, but you're out of practice. So because I'm out of practice and I know what kind of tone I want to hit, and I'm touching a subject matter that I'm not an expert on, it's taking me a little while to figure out what scenes get me from big beat to big beat. And so the beat sheet just wasn't working for me in that sense. I needed to go to the outline so I can write things out. I needed to write through it. Also, I'm using my virtual assistant, ChatGPT, because I have somebody who I can just kind of toss things back and forth with. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not about taking literally what it says and throwing it into my screenplay. No, but especially when it comes to like the research of it all, and when it comes to me trying to find what I believe is the tone with the suspense, the thrill, the psychological stuff, but I still want it to sound like me. I just like having somebody to toss some stuff around with. And ChatGPT is that for me. So I'm really enjoying that. But that's my update on my writing. I am in my outline, which is, I'm still chugging along. I'm in my outline. I am right about to get into Act 2. So usually Act 1 is what I'm a beast in Act 1. Okay. You read my Act 1, you're in, right? Act 2, I probably need somebody to come in and help me a little bit. It's structurally there, but it might not be as exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, somebody come in, do a pass, we'll go where we need to go, right? Which is also the same thing I'm reminding myself this time around. It's like, Shannan, write it. You know it's going to be structurally sound. And then if and when it gets made, or if and when you bring a director on, or whatever it is that's going to happen, there will be other people who can help it become the thing that it really needs to become. I don't believe that this is something I'm supposed to do all by myself. Screenwriters, it's not something you're supposed to do all by yourself. That's why all the rest of these people exist. Let them collaborate. So I'm taking that part, that burden, that's gone. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want to make sure that I'm doing it justice and that I'm hitting the things I'm trying to hit. And then I'm okay with when it's time for somebody to come in and read it, or time for somebody else to collaborate, for me to say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. If I'm not doing that, help me to do it. Yeah. So where are you in your writing right now? And what are some of the things that you are going through as you're doing it? Screenwriting can be so hard and so discouraging that sometimes we get into writer's block, or sometimes where we're not necessarily trying to be working on something right now, but we feel that pressure of, I'm supposed to be writing every single day, and then you feel blocked. So that's why, I came up with this course a long time ago called No Writer's Block. And we used to use that to not only get people to just open up and take off that burden of perfectionism, right? Like you have to be able to let that go if you want to accomplish anything, but definitely if you want to be creative and you want to just write. But back in the day, I turned it into my structure workshop, right? So we were actually spending time on learning structure and writing our screenplay, etc. And then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Let me separate these two things, because there are some people who need to learn structure, and then there are some people who just need a reignition, right? They need to be reignited so they don't feel like they're blocked. So now they are two separate things. I have an actual, just like 6 week, if you decide to do it like that, you can do it in 6 days, right? Just something for you to look at to go, all right, let me just get my creative juices rolling. Let me work on my confidence. Let me work on, releasing this burden so that I can be I can be creative, right? So I have that available. Let me show you a little bit of it. Okay. BFFs already have access to this course as a part of their package. But for those of you who are not looking for a full-on community, you're just looking for this reignition in your creativity, then I'm going to give you guys access. It's usually $199. It's a one-off thing. You get access for 3 months. And you're able to get into these modules. Now, because of how it's looking on my phone, you can't see the full video, but you'll see how many videos are here. So it comes with videos, it comes with handouts. It talks you through all of these. It gives you writing exercises. It gives you homework. And then if you need help with your homework, then you get to schedule a session. But this is about like no pressure. It's really about getting to know yourself as a person, getting to know what your goals are, what your expectations are, and how you can focus on that instead of trying to be all the way perfect while you're writing your screenplay. So this is for people like, look, you don't have to be writing a screenplay. Okay. If you are, great. You can utilize that premise as you're doing this. And if you're not writing anything right now, that's okay. You can just come in and do these exercises just to get your brain going, just to stimulate your growth. So I was saying earlier, and I didn't finish, that it's usually $199, but we're going to do it for $99 right now because I'm writing, you're writing, right? And if you're getting stuck, I want you to be able to step away from your writing right now and refocus. Right? It's okay to take a break. Take a break from it. Come back with some fresh eyes and some fresh understanding. For those who are looking at this right now, this is on YouTube. So if you need some meditation or some motivation, if you want me in your ear when it's time to write, you can go to YouTube and get that for free right now. I did not come on here to talk to y'all about that course. I came on here to talk to y'all about where I am in my writing process, but I understand how hard it can be. And sometimes you just need like a little boost. So I was like, okay, I already have this available for the BFFs, but maybe there are other people who might be able to find it helpful. And if so, great. It's going to talk about some of the story elements as you saw. It talks about protagonists, talks about theme, it talks about goals, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, it's really just for you to have a little fun and for you to get to do some work in here. I believe this is why some of my clients call me the script therapist, right? Or even the script whisperer. A lot of it is you got to get right with this stuff, right? You got to get okay with your vulnerabilities. You got to get okay with your own voice, right? And get out of the way of yourself. So a lot of what we do in that particular course is just that. So if you feel like you need that, then go ahead, hit me up. I'm going to put the information in the caption and we're going to get it linked to you. Okay. Happy writing.
The professional pen. The professional